Welcome back to Nick Lenz's Comic Corner Classics as Non-Classics, episode number 867 and Doubleshot number 761. Two Hawkeye-related trades. First up, it is Tales of Suspense, Hawkeye, and the Winter Soldier. Collecting Tales of Suspense 100 to 104. Everybody called bullcrap with this numbering as soon as they saw it because this 100 issue should have been 101 because technically there has been a 100 issue already released back in 1995. Yes. Which is unknown why Marvel didn't count upon numbering. But anyways. Yeah. The story of this miniseries is that Hawkeye and Winter Soldier are looking for the Black Widow who got killed off in the pages of Secret Empire. And this is written by Matthew Rosenberg. One of my favorite writers. I recommend the guy. Really good miniseries. Yeah. They go looking for her. They do find her, and it's a clone. Yeah, and she was. And here's the thing, the reason why. And get this, this clone was created by the Red Room, the same organization who basically trained her to become the Black Widow, and also turned Bucky Barnes, Captain America's sidekick, into the Winter Soldier. Yep. Now, there's a few reasons why this series happened. One, of course, because Matthew Rosenberg was ticked off at Nick Spence for killing out Black Widow. It's like, hey, how about we figure out a way to bring her back with this very mini-series? And bringing back this series was actually a brilliant stroke of genius on the part of Marvel to do. Why? Because both Black Widow and Hawkeye both made their first appearances in this very title back in the 60s, created by the late Jack Kirby and the late Stan Lee. Winter Soldier, the only reason why he was thrown in here because he has previously dated the Black Widow. Yep. At one point, Black Widow takes Hawkeye's bow, the bow he's had for a long time, and she snaps it in half. Yes. And she also takes Bucky's second arm. I say second arm because the original arm he was given, back when he first showed up, was actually placed in the pages of Thunderbolts. By the way, Thunderbolts actually ties into the next stream we'll talk about. Yeah, the original arm was replaced with that was a very bulky arm, is what way Jim Zeb described it, and we replaced a more slimmed down version, though he did get fixed later on. Yeah, this was a really fantastic miniseries, and Matthew Rosenberg did a fantastic job with it. Now, the artwork in here is done by Trevor Foreman. I've actually met this guy. He's actually a really nice guy. He also was the artist for the series of Green Arrow back in the early 80s. Yeah, he basically Jet miniseries. He's also one of the co-creators of the Count Vertigo character. Yep. So, great for bringing this book back, but Marvel really screwed up the numbering for this one by claiming the first issue being one issue. Technically, we've already had one issue. It's 1995 one-shot. But yet, for some reason, Marvel just didn't count it for some reason. Even though they kind of did when they had Silver Surfer at 200. They counted its second volume one-shot, but not for Tales of Suspense for some strange reason. But despite that, this is one fantastic little miniseries. Oh, and by the way, what happened to these three characters after this series ended? Well, Winter Soldier and Natasha Romanoff showed up in the final issue of Punisher, where it was relaunched this year as per Fresh Start. Hawkeye, of course, will pop up in the pages of the Hawkeye title, and then, of course, will pop up in the pages of West Coast Avengers, who's still the very day, right now, written by Kelly Thompson. Winter Soldier just recently returned to the pages of Punisher, as part of a team was formed by Nick Fury. As for the Black Widow herself, after her one-shot appearance as Punisher, she has not appeared since then at all. As for what the heck she's up to, no idea. Yeah. I give this book a 9.5 out of 10. I should point out, though, before the end of Secret Empire, they released a teaser for Marvel Legacy. And they had Black Widow on the image. And here's the thing. The following issue of Secret Empire that came right after that, the evil Captain America killed off Black Widow. Yeah, apparently Nick Spencer had told Matthew Rosenberg he was kill off Black Widow. Yeah. I agree with him. This was a dumb idea to do. Yeah, and the way I saw from the image, It just seemed like that Cap knocked out Black Widow. Nope, they confirmed she's dead. How she died? Apparently, Cap smacked her so hard in the face with his shield that apparently snapped her neck. Yes, that is serious how Nick Spencer killed off the Black Widow, who was by far the only major casualty of Secret Empire. Yeah, this is Nick Spencer undoing. This is not Nick Spencer. This is Matthew Rosberg fixing a mistake that Nick Spencer did. Yeah, that's my guess is the reason why he did this. And plus, this miniseries was set up in the final issue of Secret Empire. Yeah, I kind of wish this was longer because I love the chemistry between Winter Soldier and Hawkeye because these two make a great duo. And there's a joke about him being Hawkeye's sidekick, even though he currently has one in the form of Katie Bishop. And Clint Barton himself was not Clint Barton. Bucky Barnes was originally a sidekick in the first place. Oh yeah, and currently Winter Soldier also not only recently appeared on Page of Punisher, he also has his own miniseries published right now by Kyle Higgins. Yep. That's all I can say about him. But this is really good. 9.5 out of 10. And here's some more Hawkeye from Ethan Sachs. Yeah, this is Old Man Hawkeye, Volume 1, An Eye for an Eye. Yes. Old Man Hawkeye. When I initially heard about this, I was like, Old Man Hawkeye, interesting. Is this a tie into that alternate future from the pages of All New Hawkeye? Nope. That's actually not that Hawkeye. This Hawkeye is from the original Old Man Logan story. The one who at the end of the original part of the actual storyline itself, not the actual one, so which was served as an epilogue to the storyline. Yeah. That Hawkeye, the one who was blind through the whole series. This is him before he was blind. Yep, and the way this series goes is that it takes place exactly 1 year before the events of the original Old Man Logan storyline released back in, I believe it was 2006, I believe it was. Yeah, it's been a good 12 years, a little over 12 years since the original miniseries, original storyline came out. Yep. And the only reason why Marvel launched this because Old Man Logan is big success, so why not do one version of Hawkeye? And yes, there's even going to be an Old Man Quill, which features a alternate futuristic version of Peter Quill. Yep. In this miniseries, you see this universe debut. And also, before I continue, who shows up first? Yes, Old Man Logan himself does show up in here, just for the opening, just to confirm that yes, it's set in the same timeline. We see his world's version of Multiple Man, who apparently has become a mercenary. Yeah, apparently he's like one of 2 superheroes still around, and he is a hired gun. Bullseye is working for the government. Those of you curious though, what happened with this world? Yeah, apparently all the world's villains teamed up to kill all the superheroes, except for Logan, Hawkeye, and Multiple Man. They were the only 3, and it's even explained what the heck Hawkeye was doing. Apparently he was named active as an Avenger, and yet all those villains died. And here's what happened. You want Hawkeye does in the series? He kills off the Thunderbolts. He kills off Smuggler. Well, he kills the former Smuggler, Eric Johnson. He fights Abe, doesn't kill him, and he just kills him. He also gets a chance to fight Baron Zemo. Basically, he kills off characters who do not appear in the original Man Logan story. He does not fight Red Skull in here. He shows up in here because same timeline, takes place before his death, so why the heck not? We also see the Orb show up in here. And by the way, this is a future version of the one from Original Sin. Yes. And apparently he still has the Watcher's Eye. And apparently Elektra and Madam Hydra are his girls. Yeah, these are women who look almost exactly like these women. As for why in the world they work for the Orb, no idea. Which is particularly very bizarre because both Madam Hydra and Elektra are assassins. Yep. And then also he runs into Katie Bishop. Yeah, she's in here as well. And she's an older woman. I mean, Clint, this is at 50 years in the future. Clint is looking at him, he looks like a guy probably in his 50s. And of course, you also see his daughter pop up in here. Yes, the same girl who will later also pop up in the pages of Spider Guide N. I think she also did pop up in. No, she appeared in Spider Girls. She does pop up in the main event. Oh yeah, and the thing with her is that she's the granddaughter of Spider-Man. Yes, Hawkeye married Spider-Man's daughter for some reason, and his ex-wife is married to Ultron 8. Why? Never explained. Yeah. But this is one fantastic storyline, and I can't wait. I can't wait to Library to get Volume 2 because this was a really good series to read. And the last issue just came out last month. Really good. All released just last year. This is not technically the first comic that Ethan Stacks has done. The first comic he did was the release the previous year, about 2 years ago this year. We did a story for Secret Empire, New World issue 3. That was the first comic he did for Marvel. Then he did this book. He's also did the Silver Surfer anime that came out last year. The What If Thor, and he's going to be doing Old Man Quill. And that's all the guy's done. And they're all really good comics. I kind of wish Marvel would give him a little bit more to do. Especially as he is new talent for this. I mean, prior to this series, I technically I've never heard of Ethan Sachs before. And I look him up just before I did this video. And it turns out the first comic he did was a story for Secret World New Empire. I'm like, really? He wrote an issue for that series? Okay. And reading this, like, yeah, the guy is one damn good writer. Yep, and I read pretty much like everything he's released so far with this guy writing. And I can't wait for Old Man Quill. That's going to be interesting. And my guess is the reason why he got that, because this book was a financial success, so why not do an Old Man Logan version, of another character who's popular, Star-Lord. That's going to be interesting when that first issue comes out. I believe it comes out this month. Yes, and I believe this series is also 12 issues as well. Which means, kind of begs the question like, okay, Hawkeye makes sense because he was actually in the original story. Quill, my guess is the reason why Marvel decided to do one for him. This is my personal theory. Because he's a popular character in the movies, so why not do an Old Man Logan version of him? Okay? So, yeah, actually, I thought it was 1 year. No, it's actually 5 years before the events of the main story. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's basically, those of you curious though, like, if you read the original story, like, why does Clint have his sunglasses on? Yeah, because he's not blind here. Mm-hmm. Yeah. They also have Taskmaster show up in here, which I thought that was interesting. And the grandchildren of Kraven the Hunter, which Bullseye himself kills, and apparently Bullseye has Deathlock parts in him for some reason. Yeah, apparently Red Skull did him for some reason. I even thought that Zemo show up in here was really interesting. And as far as I can tell, Clint does not go after Songbird, but so far in here, he just kills Smuggler, and he kills, I think that's the only person he kills, but there's a few people he kills off of this series. Yeah, but fantastic series this is, but this is just the first half of it. Can't wait for Volume 2. Okay, so that's it for this particular review. Stay tuned for tomorrow. I might have one comic corner coming tomorrow, but no anime review because it was announced there's no new episodes of Avengers coming out tomorrow. But yeah, so until I see you next review, bye.